If you want to improve on any area of your life, you need to track your progress and know your numbers. Whether you're an athlete who's wanting to get better at your race, your sport, whether you are a professional in a given field, whether you're a scientist taking measurements, if you have goals to improve your finances, you need to know your numbers. My name is Paul Vasquez with Tax Lab. We help people become ethical millionaires. So if your goal is to become a millionaire, you need to know where you're at. You need to know your numbers. And so how often should you keep track of that? Well, if you're an athlete, anytime you go practice, you want to probably record your results, right? If you're a runner or if you're in a race, you want to record how fast you do your laps. If you are, a weightlifter, you want a power lifter, you want to record your weights, how much you're lifting, how often. Anytime you get into any area where there's competition, where performance is part of the outcome, then you need to track your numbers. You need to know what they are. This goes along with personal finance as well. You need to track your numbers. You need to know your numbers. Now, you're not going to automatically know this right away. So this isn't like coming down on you saying you're not going to get there right now if you don't know it. But you can do things right now to help you. You can begin by simply putting in your schedule a time to review your spending habits, your income, where your money's at. If I were starting out today and I didn't have a good grasp about where my spending was, it might be a good idea to review your spending on a weekly basis. Compare that spending that you're doing on a weekly basis to the budget that you've put together. Or maybe this is helping you understand your numbers, so that way you can look back week after week after week and begin to understand what your budget might look like. So there are very simple ways to doing this. If you are using a debit card, a credit card, you can simply look at those statements and begin to understand what's going out. You could simply just look to see how much you're spending. Then get down into categories and see what you're spending your money on. You don't have to make any decisions from the start. You don't have to try to tell yourself or cast judgment on yourself or anything like that. So I think one thing that stops people from their journey is they don't want to feel bad about themselves. They don't want to have to criticize their own lives, what their choices are. And you don't have to do that to get started. You don't even know what's there yet. So first thing is to actually just try to not go in with any judgment, not being mad or mean or anything like that. Just get to know your numbers. Get to know what they say, what they're telling you, and learn. In a way, going through your financial statements, going through your spending habits and your income, it's almost a journey of self-discovery. You get to learn a little bit about yourself, and you don't have to judge yourself in this process. All you want to do first is to just take the temperature of where you're at, where you were last week, and record it. And then over time, you're going to start seeing patterns. You're going to start understanding where you're spending your money, and maybe why you're spending your money will start to reveal itself. And it's not necessarily your fault. It's not necessarily your parents' fault or anything like that. There's no point in passing judgment when you don't even know what the numbers are, what they mean. So the first step is to get to know your numbers. So on a weekly basis, sit down on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Wednesday, whatever day you want, and and just say, hey, I'm just going to go through and I'm just going to look at it. Just look at where I'm spending my money. Just going to look at these statements and look at where I'm spending my money, and just get accustomed to looking at it first. If you're having a hard time getting up the emotional, getting rid of the emotional baggage around looking at your finances. It's just the same as if you're an athlete looking at your speed. You're not going to get down on yourself. At least it's not probably healthy to get too down on yourself if you're not, actually an Olympic athlete, or there's not a lot of pressure on you. If it's just for you, you can just go, okay, this is where I was today. And, do you know why? Maybe not. But after you kind of take a look at this week after week, month after month, patterns will start to reveal themselves to you, and you'll begin to understand your spending habits. And you'll go, well, maybe I just don't want to spend money there. I didn't even realize I was spending money there. Or maybe you'll say, you know what? Maybe I spend more money on a higher quality product that lasts me longer than just this. Maybe I realize I'm buying something so frequently, maybe I can buy it in bulk and save money that way. I'm still getting exactly what I want out of life, but I'm just changing a little bit. Instead of buying one after the other, I'm just buying it in bulk to get a discount. So these small little things, while they may not make a huge difference right away, what they are doing is helping you understand your own finances, where you are. And you're not going to be able to move the needle anywhere. You're not going to be able to change anything unless you first confront where you are right now, forgive yourself, get rid of all your money baggage, and just take it for what it is. The rain falls, and just because it rains doesn't mean it's always a bad thing, because the sun will come out, the rain will soak into the ground, that rain is there, it then makes the flowers bloom, gives you vegetation, gives you things to eat. So you have to accept the rain of your finances. You have to accept that. You don't have to, but it's helpful if you do. Just get rid of the baggage and say, you know what? It doesn't matter where I spend my money right now. Your first goal is to just get comfortable with looking at it, looking at the finances and going, oh, wow, that's interesting. That's interesting. Try not to pass judgment. You'll see patterns as you go along, and you'll just say, wow, I think I can just tweak some few small things right here and right there, and that's going to help me on my journey. And then you're going to start, looking at other things. It's going to open up your mind. It's going to help you begin to see that there is some pathway for you to change your financial future. Well, once again, if you guys want me to help you understand where you're starting from right now, to help you get on this course, you can do it on your own. But if you want help, go to lab.tax, click on advisory services, do a free 15-minute consult. That is going to end up in a paid service. The free stuff is here on the TikToks and YouTubes and Facebooks and all that. That's where the free content is. But if you want some additional assistance and you're willing to pay for it, we're here to help. Lab.tax, advisory services. You get a free 15-minute introductory video chat, phone call, where we can kind of see if our service is a good fit for you. Either way, it's still great advice. I wish you guys all the success.